From the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada. Zooming around the world on the LoadedTV.com network. It's live from the Polo Lounge with musical director, the King of Reno, Corky Bennett. And I'm Nevada's guru of the good life, Dave Preston.
All right, hey, Frank.
That's right. Oh, my goodness.
I finally made it. And Mr. Dave Preston, how are you,
seeing
Dave, my
man.
good buddy?
Brilliant.
We got a great show lined up tonight. We really do. We have a lot of talent on this show. We've got the Alder brothers here, Clay and Jim. Clay being, one of the biggest in real estate.
And he's
Jim,
tall. They're both very tall people.
Jim dabbles in real estate, but he races a lot of cars.
Races cars.
That's his passion, is racing cars.
Yeah.
And he's very good at it, too.
Yes.
But anyway, and tonight on the segment of Walking the Walls, it's very, very special to me. A very dear friend of mine who now lives in Palm Springs, Tommy Tucker, many years ago, 69 or 70, introduced me to Billie Jean King. We're over at the Berkeley Tennis Club. We wound up having lunch with her and having a great time. And Tommy introduced me to so many. There's a kid that should be in the Hall of Fame in some kind of way. He is so understated. Tommy Tucker, he's probably right now with Charlie Passarell at the Masters tournament in Palm Springs in Indian Wells.
Who else is with him?
So Billie Jean King is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And his lovely wife, Betty. I guess I remember her when she was Betty Wheeler. That's a long time ago.
That's right.
Gorgeous airline stew, and she fell in love with my buddy. What happened to me? But anyway, God bless you both, and you're beautiful people.
I was an athlete, you know.
And we're going to talk. Who are we going to talk about on the walls?
Well, tonight we're going to segue right into Billie Jean and talk about her. As I say, we had a lot of fun that day at the Berkeley Tennis Club between Tommy, Betty, and everybody else, and I believe Virginia Wade was there, another gorgeous gal, a wonderful person. So that's what we're going to do, and then we have surprise guest tonight.
We have a movie star.
Freddie Pierce.
A movie star.
Now, Freddie Pierce, if you haven't been down here at the Polo Lounge to see Freddie Pierce, he does Tony Bennett all over the country for Legends. He looks like Tony Bennett, he sounds like Tony Bennett, and it could be Tony Bennett. What do I know? Like a bad eyesight.
He does Louis Prima, too.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Prima very well. But anyway, that's on our show today.
And he's a genuine movie star.
Yes, he is.
Right. He has done movies.
Yeah.
Did you know that I was in the movies myself? I was in a movie with Elizabeth Taylor.
And what part did you play?
There was a Hot Tin Roof on the Cat House was the name of that movie that I was in.
Yeah, that was the outtakes, right?
Freddie's been in a couple of Jim Carrey movies.
Yeah.
You know, God Almighty and
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, Bruce.
Bruce.
Same guy.
But anyway, we've got a lot of fun. Stay tuned.
Yeah, and I'm wearing the green today.
I noticed that.
I'm wearing the green because this is our show before St. Patty's Day. And by the way, if you're not doing anything on St. Patty's Day, what should they be doing?
We should come down to the Polo Lounge. I give away free corned beef and cabbage. That's done by Kinder's Barbecue here in town, which is amazing. We had such rave reviews last year. We're doing it again. And it's a lot of fun. We open up at 2 o'clock, great Irish drinks, and, the whole deal in celebration of the great saint.
Yeah, exactly. St. Patty. It reminds me of a couple of Irish jokes. The first one, of course, being 2 Irishmen left the bar.
Why? That's terrible.
That's terrible. But the best one, I mean, I have to honor the Pope. So I got a priest, I got a great priest story. It seems that one day the phone rings at the parish and Father O'Malley answers the phone and he says, this is Father O'Malley at St. Bonaventure's. And the voice on the other said, well, Father O'Malley, this is the Internal Revenue Service. And O'Malley says, it is? And the man says, yes, this is the Internal Revenue Service. Do you have a parishioner by the name of Tom Houlihan? We do, said O'Malley. And the IRS says, well, Father, is he a good parishioner? He is, said O'Malley. Does he give a lot to the church? He gives a lot of his time, said O'Malley. He does. He says, well, Father O'Malley, it seems to me that I'm calling you for a very specific reason because according to his tax return, he said he donated $10,000, to which Father O'Malley said he will. So now we've covered the Irish, the Catholics, and the IRS. So what more can we do?
Leave the Italians alone. I'm sensitive.
So,
but anyway, yeah, we're going to have a great show. And I want to say hello to Palm Springs. I wish I was there.
Yeah. Oh, and who knows if you're there. And by the way, now we should tell people what we're doing here. Once again, this is internet television. And the great thing about internet television is you can talk to us because we have a live chat going.
That's right.
And this is a live show, and it's zooming around the world from the biggest little city, Reno, as we said in the opening. But already, even before the show, we've got here's Neil. He said they want to see Corky do some tunes. I've got Ryland who says, hi, guys. Candy says, hello, everyone. Dennis says, they're laughing at Dave's jokes. Mike, you guys are a lot of fun and awesome. Liam says, I love the corned beef and cabbage. Mary Beth says, yes, it's a lot of people tuning in tonight. Loretta says, hi to Corky. I've got Loretta. Definitely was not, I don't know who.
I know a few Lorettas.
Loretta Young. I couldn't find from the other side. Just tons and tons of people. Frank says you have some amazing stories from Jenny. Wants to know what you're going to talk about. I think we've answered all those questions. But once again, if you'll chat in, we'll get your messages in every chance we can, and we'll answer them directly to you. And if you're out of the area, if you're watching us from out of the area, please let us know. We'd love to know what part of the world you're talking from. And even if you're just across the state line, it's sure good to know. Here, Loretta says, hi there, Corky. Loretta says,
would that be
how many of you, she says this, everything is fun about the show. Just so many people are really getting to pick up on this, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with it tonight. And as I say, we're just going to do a lot of fun things. And like Frank said, we got some really great shows. And the reason the Alder brothers are here, basically, is they're here kind of to talk to us a little bit about a really special event coming on March 23rd.
Yes.
Which is really two spectacular documentaries being shown at the Nevada Museum of Art. And I guess how popular was it? We talked about last week. It's already sold out. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, and it's called In Search of Mozart and In Search of Beethoven. So who knows? We might be able to capture some of this on LoadedTV one of these days and play it back to you folks. But
there'll probably be some scalpers outside.
Yeah, that's right. We got scalpers for Mozart and Beethoven. Who would have thunk?
All right, next week we're going to find Nemo.
Yeah, Finding Nemo. We're going to do that right.
That's big.
We're going to have the real Nemo, and he's going to chat in with us. So it's going to be a great thing. Let's see what else to say here. Emma's saying the show really looks good tonight. Oh, here is Juan from Peru. Here's William from San Francisco. Hi, Frank, Dave, and Jose, and this is someone from the Bay Area. They want to know where Jenna is. I know she's home watching. I'm sure. Oh, here's someone from Kenya.
Kenya?
We got one from Kenya?
AJ
Holy
from
cow.
Kenya.
Oh, my God.
So it's just amazing. We thank you so much for tuning in. And,
that's wonderful.
We're going to really have a lot of fun on the show tonight. There's just many things we'll be doing, and what can I tell you? There's just a lot of people, and just talk to us, and we'll talk back to you. And I think and what's up next? We're going to walk the walls, aren't we? Yes,
we are. We're going to walk the walls, as they say, and Billie Jean is our feature.
And that'll be great. So stay tuned, stand by. It's just beginning. It's called Live from the Polo Lounge. It's Wednesday night in Reno. And we just have a lot of fun. Don't go away. We'll be back with much more right after.
It was a night. Ooh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. The moon was bright. Oh, how bright it was. It was such a night. Oh, the night was alight. The stars above. Ooh, when she kissed me, I had to fall in love. It was a kiss. Ooh, what a kiss. It really was such a kiss. How she could kiss. What a kiss. It really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips sets me on fire. I reminisce, and I'm filled with desire. But I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. Oh, well, I remember. I'll always remember. It was a night. Oh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. Came the dawn, and my heart and her love, and the night was gone. But I'll never forget the kiss in the moonlight. Such a kiss, such a night. It was a night. Oh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. Came the dawn, and my heart and her love, and the night was gone. But never forget the kiss in the moonlight. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Oh, that night, oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. When we kissed, I had to fall in love. But I'd give my heart to her, sweet surrender. Oh, well,
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
Once again, we're walking the walls here at the Polo Lounge. This segment of the show is all about the great history behind this great place. If you haven't been here, you got to stop in and see it. You're watching us, of course, on the LoadedTV.com network. And as always, if you have questions, you can type them off, and at the beginning of the next segment, we're going to be glad to talk to you and answer any questions about anything you might see or hear us talking about here on the walls. Frank, we're going to talk about probably one of the first great superstars in modern-day tennis.
Oh, absolutely. Billie Jean King, Billie Jean Moffitt. Anyway, I met her through a very, very dear friend of mine, Tommy Tucker. Tommy Tucker and I went to high school in Burlingame, California. And later on, he became the director of tennis down at Mission Hills Golf and Country Club in Palm Springs, where they're holding the Masters tournament right now as we speak. So this is a good segue in talking about Billie Jean. She's fabulous. This picture of her and I were taken in either 69 or 70 at the Berkeley Tennis Club, Berkeley, California, which you're very familiar with.
Very familiar with that
being a
area.
big...
Is that the Claremont now? Is that now called
Yes.
the Claremont?
Yeah, Claremont Hotel.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Billie and I met, we talked about Tommy Tucker, of course, and it was a great conversation and wonderful time. We wound up having lunch together that day, and she's just fabulous. So when I told her, I said, you know, Billie Jean, we have a mutual friend. She goes, okay, who's that? I said, a kid named Randy Moffitt. She says, you know my brother? And I said, yeah, I throw batting practice with him for the San Francisco Giants. She says, you tell Randy tomorrow, whenever you see him, I can out-hit him and out-pitch him any day of the week. And he'll get a big laugh out of that one.
It sounds like a competitive spirit, and of course we all remember that famous match with the great Bobby Riggs.
Bobby Riggs. I was a member at, where was I? I was down in Alpine Swim and Tennis Club with the O'Leary family watching this was
Show business.
It was all show business. And I think 75% of the people were rooting for Billie Jean. Trust me.
Absolutely. And of course, this was back when Bobby said, you know, women tennis players are not as good as men tennis players. And of course, he was a few years a little older than she was at the time.
Yeah,
But he was also, he played it. Again, it was marketing, it was fun,
it was
and
fun. She
legendary.
beat him, and she really carried him. Come on, you know. But he is a lot of fun. He's a real jokester out there.
And he did. He had a good time. And, you know, this is what it's all about, a good time. If you ever come down to the Polo Lounge, there are so many pictures on the wall here that if you ever want to know a story, believe me, Frank has got them, and it'll, you know, particularly if you want to jog your memory from days gone by, some of the great names in this business, that's what it's all about. Again, if you got some questions, go ahead and pipe in. We'll get them right at the after the commercial and answer your questions. Frank's always going to be here.
Absolutely, I will. You know, I want to do a segment on Tommy Tucker. This guy is amazing. He was a director down there in Palm Springs for about 28 years. He's coordinated a lot with Charlie Passerell, who built, I think, the second largest complex in America for tennis. No longer the owner there, but I think Erickson is the owner. But Tommy would be a lot of fun to talk with. And
just every time we have a story, there's 4 more stories that come up.
Oh,
Stay
my God,
tuned,
yeah.
stand by. Much more to come. Corky, Frank, and I will be back here watching live at the Polo Lounge from Reno, Nevada, zooming around the world on the LoadedTV.com network. We'll be back right after this.
absolutely.
I mean, there's an easy answer for that, I know.
Well, being in this restaurant, nightclub, cocktail lounge for 54 years, you get to meet a lot of people. And that's one of the big reasons. And I had some great places, from Roland's at the Marina, Graziano's restaurant, Polo Club in Burlingame, California, where I started out in '63 with the Tiddly, and that was with Jack Carney, KSFO DJ. So through the years, I've met a lot of people, and thank God I was accepted by a lot of people, and we had a lot of return.
You know, and I tell you, We have already had people chat in from Sydney, Australia,
Unbelievable.
Moscow, Kenya, San Francisco Bay Area. We got a lot of locals chatting in right now.
That's amazing.
And,
How can we answer all these questions?
It says, someone says, are you Italian?
See, my actual father was Graziano, George Graziano, and my mother's a Scafani. But my stepfather adopted me. My father passed on about 4 months before I was born, and my mother remarried to Perez. And my stepfather, I'm proud to say, was Filipino. He was from the Philippines, served in the World War I with the American Navy.
So that's how he got across the sea.
That's my entire heritage.
There you go. We got that all. And to all you people who are chatting in, thank you so much. We've got Melody, we've got Cameron, we've got JJR 110, we've got King, we've got Amanda, we've got Adam, Leslie, Donald, Heavens, Deb, Lily, Richard, Alex, Juan, Jesse. It just keeps on going. Am I Irish?
Gee.
I am Irish this time of year always.
Absolutely.
It's all good. That's why I'm wearing the green. I'm wearing the green. So, well, I guess we'll just have to. The show's going to keep going. Don't go away because we got so much more to come.
We sure do.
Stay tuned. Stand by. We'll be back right after these messages.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
And we are back. It's called Live from the Polo Lounge, just zooming around the world from the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada, on the LoadedTV.com network. And I've got two really interesting gentlemen joining me, and when you hear their story, you'll understand why I'm being very polite because
Thank you.
Interesting is the word, but there's better words. But
Thank you.
anyhow, this is Clay and Jim Alder. They are brothers, and they have a very interesting distinction. Lorenzo De Ponte was the librettist, and that means the guy who writes the words, I guess is the best way to describe it,
Right.
for Mozart.
Right.
And Don Giovanni, he did Cody fan tutte and
Marriage of Figaro.
and The Marriage of Figaro.
Right.
Very, very famous operas.
Right.
But he was a rascal.
Yes, he was. You and I were chatting about that a little earlier in his friendship with Casanova, who I actually think is reincarnated with this brother.
There you go. Absolutely.
But I'm sure that Casanova was I presume, the model for Don Giovanni.
Quite possibly, yes. He was very
I mean,
dapper and
exactly
very,
right.
very gregarious, very dapper
Right.
character.
Well, a little bit of history. This is on our mother's side. Our mother's name was Lyndall Mercedes De Ponte, and Lorenzo De Ponte is our great-great-great-great-grandfather. And again, as you had stated, he's a librettist for Mozart, the ones that Mozart wrote the music, and then the librettist wrote the words.
Yeah, and I tell you, it was a big deal in those days, particularly opera, which they were in Vienna, though they were in Austria, and of course Italy was the big opera place in those days.
Right.
But I think Joseph II decided I'm going to conquer the opera world, and he really got both Mozart and Ponte under his thumb.
Well, which, of course, was very fortunate for them because, I sort of view that time period and the operas of the day, particularly the ones that sort of poked a little bit of fun at society.
Yes.
That was kind of like the Saturday Night Live of the 1700s.
If you could picture that, believe me, with powdered wigs and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And so, but as long as royalty thought it was rather humorous, everything went okay. But if they didn't, they might have,
Off
had
with their
like
heads.
off with the exactly.
But I have to tell you, from what I read, it seems that our friend De Ponte, he got so scandalous, he and Casanova, that he was exiled.
Oh, they were out of many cities. They were exiled out. He ended up actually in New York at Columbia University, where he was the Italian literature there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were kicked out of almost every city, and scandalous. That's putting it lightly.
Well, they made the best out of the time that they had.
They did, and I guess when we talk about scandalous, we're actually talking about. Even in today's standards,
Yeah,
I guess
absolutely.
they were over the top, but that's okay. I mean they left a great mark and a great legacy and all that. Now we're talking about this for a very specific reason.
We are.
Yes.
And that is
That is, on March 23rd, there's going to be a fellow, an international film producer and director, Phil Gratzby. He lives in the south of England. I met him several years ago when he got wind that we were descendants of Lorenzo da Ponte, and he is bringing in 2 of his award-winning films here at the Nevada Museum of Art, March 23rd from 6 o'clock on, and he's going to show In Search of Mozart, which is a documentary. It's not a movie, and also In Search of Beethoven, and in between that, my very own wife will be singing.
C.C. Gable, who we all heard last week.
Right.
And I have to tell you, just so you know, when we had her on, this thing was like a ticker tape. It just kept going and going and going. I mean, it's like...
That's what happens to me.
Yeah, of course. And me too, I know. You know, we have people are asking, there's someone from Bath, England, and her name is Campbell, and she wants to know, I guess they used to have a big Mozart festival there, and they have them all over the world.
Absolutely, through England. I've seen part of that on the River Thames, or how we say here, the River Thames, right?
Yeah.
But the Thames, in Windsor.
In Windsor, oh yeah. And it's just a great thing. And by the way, this is the 250th anniversary of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Right,
so,
passed a little while ago, yeah.
So that's like, I mean, that's kind of a cool thing that you know, that we're bringing this really beautiful culture, and it is a true documentary.
Right, and
a lot of years on work on this.
Right, and I got to tell you, and Jimmy and I have both done this, is when you research Phil Gratzby, Grabsky, find out what a huge guy he is. You know, he's films for the BBC award-winning, and Lorenzo da Ponte, when you see, you talk about scandalous, they're going to come away with other words.
And, of course, there's some people that I've met that are sort of an aficionado of da Ponte as well as Mozart, and they sort of like to, on a couple of occasions, have reminded me that they think that da Ponte was really the genius of Mozart.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's a little extreme.
I mean, the interesting thing is that and I would say this, that he made Mozart's music come to life. I mean, the music itself was brilliant, but all of a sudden, because opera, particularly in those days, and still in these days, it was it was an aristocratic, you were the elitist, you were just one step below royalty when you were involved in opera back then.
Right.
And then but I think the interesting thing is interesting how Mozart wrote the music, and then when da Ponte listened to it, he was able to visualize a story.
Absolutely.
And that's not, I mean, most of the times they collaborate together when they're writing it, and all the story comes with the story.
Right.
This is like, here's the music, go fix it, and he did.
And actually, in Vienna, they had apartments across from each other, and so with the road down below, they would be talking and screaming, yelling, across to each other and working on those operas. Now, I want to mention something.
Yes.
My brother Jim, he has a 1952 XK120 Jaguar, big in Campbell in England, originally in Coventry there, and his license plate is da Ponte. And people always ask about that.
Right.
So,
which I used to say, people would say, what does that mean? And I'd sometimes say jokingly, well, it's Italian for if I only had a brain.
Yeah.
But of course, I think literally it's of the bridge.
Of the bridge.
But it was kind of in commemoration of my mom's maiden name.
Sure.
Our mother had told us about the history of Lorenzo da Ponte, and we never paid much attention to it. Until, of course, until she was gone. And so it is particularly fun that there is an interest in those operas, and I think we're very privileged to be part of that.
But they are some of the most famous operas.
Arguably, they're the most famous operas.
And first of all, just got someone chatting in. Dottie says hello from Brighton, England.
Yes.
And
hello.
I have a question. Let's see. Here's Sean. The Mozart da Ponte trilogy is the best. Now,
thank you, Sean.
Yeah,
thank you, Sean.
So
very cool.
Yeah,
you need to come to the Polo Lounge.
And do you know William Broughton, who conducted the Mozart? Does that name ring a bell?
It does, and I don't know enough about him to talk. Maybe.
No.
Well, I happen to have a little insight if I'm not speaking out of school, but
please.
It's Stuart's great uncle, my producers.
Kidding.
Am I right, Stuart?
Stuart, unbelievable.
Stuart, shake your head. He's producing. You see when they're producing it, and so he is a conductor and a brilliant man. And
is that right?
I'm really dying to go over there and get involved with some of this stuff. We should do the show from England. Let's just move the show to England.
I'd actually like to ship the XK to the UK.
Yeah.
Race tour.
Yeah. It makes sense to me.
Campbell and Sean to race with you.
I mean, it sounds like a great job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you sign up?
Yeah.
All right. Once again, really a phenomenon. The only, I guess there's some bad news. I guess there's a little bad news. I think it's sold out, isn't
Oh,
it? Yeah.
it is. But I tell you what.
Yep.
If the two folks from England
Yes.
want to come over,
Yeah.
I'll give up my seat, and
Yeah.
Jim, you'll
Yeah,
give
you guys, yeah, absolutely. I'll stand. I'm not proud. You guys want to come over and see it?
Clay, it's very nice
you
to
know.
point out that you don't think the fire department will
Yeah,
be
no, no,
shutting
no,
down
I-
if there's a couple of extras.
Now, when you look up Phil Gradsby,
Yes.
again, Grabsky, he lives in the south of England, and really research it. He's had some extraordinary films.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and like Clay said, he's an award winner, just
Yeah.
award-winning documentary.
We're so fortunate to
There's
have him.
many, many things, and it's going to be great. You know, I think what we're going to try and do is capture an interview with him, you know, for either this show or for our morning show. So I know that he'll be here on Saturday, and I think if we
Right.
sneak in early enough, we can probably get a little bit of a soundbite or two out of
And
him.
Clay, my understanding is that Reno would be the last stop for the films in the U.S. Then he's going to Melbourne, Australia.
The next day, he's leaving for Australia. We're going to play some golf. I didn't tell you that. So Sunday, we're going to play a round of golf with him.
Perfect.
And then he's going to go, yeah.
Great.
You wanna come?
I can.
Yes, I know you can.
We need to force him, right? This will be perfect.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
exactly
See, this
right,
show is
yeah.
this is my benefit, along with the big pay. So anyhow, once again, unfortunately, it's sold out, but you never can tell. You might check. The doors open at 5:30 on March 23rd. It's a Saturday night. There might be a seat or two. Somebody might not show up.
Right, and I tell you what, Sean and Campbell, if they are still listening, maybe Phil would like to do something like this in England, so that's your job. And I'm going to give my wife a plug. Get on ccgable.com. It's C-E-C-E Gable, like ClarkGable.com. You'll see the Mozart show coming up and some links to Phil Gradsby. And if you think you could do something like that, send her an email.
Yeah.
We'll see you across the pond.
You know, and I tell you, here Cameron from Sydney, Australia, wants to know if we do tours. If we'd go on tour and come down.
You know
I'd
what?
love to go to Sydney.
I-
Been there, and I will go back tomorrow. As somebody says.
Best time in the rocks there. Sydney,
Oh.
what a beautiful,
And the
beautiful
seafood,
place she lives in.
and the
Unbelievable.
and the Aussie 18s. That's for you and see the Aussie 18s. I actually Julian Bethwaite. For you, Cameron, if you know that name, and if you follow those great races in the harbor, I was on a boat once with Julian Bethwaite, and those boats go before the wind, meaning faster than the wind. And this is when I was younger and thinner, so that and a little stupider, but it was a great time. Thanks so much. All these chats, we hear just everybody all over the world, and this is a great thing about the internet. We just get chat.
Yeah,
And
that
if
is
we go
cool.
to if we go to Australia, Sydney, and see Cameron there, we'll buy the shout.
Absolutely. We'll have
Melody, where are you? You say very, very interesting.
Melody,
Where is Melody?
where are you chatting? That's really fun. If you let us know where you're from, because we'll always do that.
She's probably next door.
Yeah, I know, but what a day and age in which we live in.
Yeah, I mean, but it's really, as I've said before, the future of television. Well, anyhow, speaking of future television, coming up next, the wonderful Freddie Pierce, who will entertain you. Thanks to the older brothers for being here. You're watching live from the Polo Lounge on the LoadedTV.com network from the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada. We're going to be right back right after this.
Cheers.
Thank you, Dave.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
All right, folks, we are back live from the Polo Lounge here. The Polo Lounge in beautiful sunny city, downtown Reno, Nevada. At the South Virginia Plaza
Yes.
on Mount Rose Street, not Mount Rose Highway. Some people make that mistake. And they go too far, and they're so tired they can't get back.
They wind up in incline.
Yes. This is Mount Rose Street and South Virginia Street here in Reno, Nevada. And I would just like to do a little commercial before we go any further. I wrote this book called Murder at the Polo Lounge, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And so we're sold out so far. The first 20 copies we sold, well, they went like in the first 6 months. But this book is normally $500, but you can buy it on Amazon for $14.99. Or Kindle, $9.99. Murder at the Polo Lounge.
Is that a paint by number?
and the people that hang out here at the Polo Lounge, they can relate to some of these characters in there, right? I think Dave and Sam, Denny and Sam. You guys are Denny and Sam.
Is that, what
Yeah.
was my name, Sam?
Sam, yeah. And Brandy, our lovely bartenderess, is Cha-Cha.
Oh, Cha-Cha, Brandy.
Yeah.
Lovely, beautiful
We love
girl.
Brandy. I want to introduce a guy right now. I've known this Mr. Freddie Pierce for, gosh, a long, long time. We'll talk about that when he gets up here. But one of the great entertainers on the whole West Coast, ladies and gentlemen. How about a nice round of applause?
Yes.
My buddy, Freddie Pierce. Yeah.
There he is. All right.
Please remain seated. This is just me. I looked at you and suddenly something in your eyes I see soon begins bewitching me. It's that old double moon that you stole from the sky. It's that old double moon deep in your eyes. Got a glance makes us romance too hot to handle. Stars in the night burn and bright, can't hold the candle. To your razzle dazzle, you got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride full of butterflies inside. I wanna cry, I wanna croon, I wanna laugh like a loon at that old double moon deep in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, old devil moon deep in your eyes blinds me with carpet ride full of butterflies inside. I wanna cry, I wanna croon, I wanna laugh like a loon at that old double moon deep in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, old double moon deep in your eyes blinds me with love. Marvelous, Freddie.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness sake. Yeah, we go back to 1964.
Is that when I met you?
Yeah.
1964
Yeah.
in Boise, Idaho.
In Boise, Idaho, yeah, because the guy who was playing drums in my band before you guys stole him, he just flat ran off with the drummer. When they came back around and said, "You got to come down and hear these guys." Corky was one half of the comedy team of Raymond and Bennett. Funny guys, and I'm telling you, it was a crack up. I don't know what happened since then. No, although you're going to sing Wild Irish Rose today, because he rehearsed it earlier.
I'm going to sing My Wild Irish Rose.
You want My Wild? Yeah.
A little later, yeah.
Yeah, he rehearsed it a little earlier, and after he was done, I wanted to go and kick the crap out of a leprechaun. So, yeah. Tony one time was talking with Jimmy Durante, and Jimmy Durante was saying that he had all kinds of music in his show, that he had music by Oscar and Hammerstein and Lawrence and Hart and who's the Cole Porter and Cole Porter. And he said that he said Cole Porter twice because Cole Porter wrote both the words and the music. Yeah. If you ever wondered what Tony's favorite song is, this is the last I heard. This one was written by a gentleman by the name of Charles DeForest, and who writes in the tradition of Cole Porter. And anyway, we hope you like it. You like it. I wonder when the bell rings for me. When someone tugs the heartstrings for me. When does it come my time? What does the poem rhyme? When do they sing for me? Now those who wake up, say they feel life, I say I'm ready, show me the way. For all those arms that say welcome to real life, and I'll stay. How many parties more must I run to? How many more little loves can there be? To be it's such a bore. Forget it. I want more. I want someone who wants for me. Like making promises good in the daylight. Thing is, here am I. Where is she? When is it my chance? When is it my dance? When do the bell ring for me?
Hey, Stuart, we got so much coming in. We got to interrupt you for a minute.
Okay.
Because I got to talk to you. We've got people coming. Here's a really interesting. AJ is writing that he was watching on his computer, but he now put it on the big TV and the whole family's watching.
Oh.
So what this tells us exactly what we've been saying. The big television is where this type of show will become more and more popular because of internet. We've got people, Lewis says, great job. Dawn says, what amazing show. Oliver says, I'm melting.
Bless
And it's Mr. Freddie Pierce, by the way. People kept saying, who's this guy? And I guess, Corky.
Well, I think, Freddie, you should tell him some of the movies you've been in. This guy's a famous movie star.
A lot of movies. But I've been in a lot of movies.
How many? 2.
Hey,
and which ones will they be?
Both of them. Yeah. Well, okay. I was Tony's double in the movie Bruce Almighty, which incidentally, when I'm on screen, is probably 2 seconds of the most gripping Hollywood moment you will ever see. Matter of fact, my portrayal is so convincing that a lot of people who are looking for me just go right past it. They don't even see me. Wow. There. I'm that good.
What was the other one?
And the other one was I portrayed. In that one, I wasn't Tony's double. By the way, double. The close-ups are Tony. The long shots are me in the background. Wave. You see. The other one was Superhero, the movie, and actually portrayed Tony in that one. Tony Bennett. We did Tony Bennett in that one, and where he sings a word song, and it's a crazy movie. Please rent it because I need the residuals. Okay. Yeah. It won't hurt nothing. Just do that for me. That one? You want to do that one?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that one then. I know I'd go from rags to riches.
All right.
If you would only say you can. And though my pockets may be empty, I'd be a millionaire. My clothes may still be torn and tattered, yet in my heart I'd be a king. Your love is all that ever mattered. It's everything. So forever be a beggar whose hopes and dreams may not come true? Or will I go from rags to riches? My fate is up to you. Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, my romance had its start. Because of you, the sun will shine, the moon and stars will say you're mine forever and never to part. I only live for your love and your kiss. It's paradise to be near you like this. Because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you. Thank you. Just in time, I found you. Just in time, before it came, my time was running low. I was lost, them losing dice was tossed. My bridges I was crossed, nowhere to go. And now you're here, and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fears. I found my way, for love came just in time. I found you just in time, and changed my lonely life. That lucky day, and changed my lonely life. That lucky day. Thank you. Yeah, them are fun. That goes from
Hey,
Tony
Fred,
Zerbe.
why
Sir,
don't you do a song from my hometown, San Francisco?
does Tony do one of those?
Yeah, that's a salute to North
You're
Beach.
kidding.
And I got to tell you, you have a whole new fan club from around the world. I mean, I have got Cameron from Sydney, Australia. I got Mallory. I've got Les. I've got Blog TV. I got Polly from New York. I got Adam. I got Beth. I got King. I got Mary. I got Lee. I got. It just keeps on going.
Well, that's...
And it's all because of the internet, and that's where we are. And we're coming from Reno. By the way, Mel says where? We're in Reno, Nevada.
Reno.
The biggest
And
little
this
city
show
in the
is
world.
live.
And Freddie is available to play concerts in New York, should
That's right.
should the
And he
occasion.
flies first class and stays at.
I remember those days, yeah. I'd like to do a song about a beautiful lady. She lives by the sea. No, her name is not Suzanne. That's coming. That'll be on my CD coming out in August. She's a jewel of the Pacific, don't you think?
I do.
Matter of fact, let me tell you what I think of her. The loveliness of Paris seems somehow sadly clean. Thank you. The glory that was Rome is out another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going home to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care. My love waits there. In San Francisco, above the blues and windy sea, when I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. Your golden sun will shine for me.
All right, Freddie Pierce.
Freddie Pierce, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you very, very much. And
Yeah.
Corky Bennett. That was wonderful. Listen, don't go away. We have much, much more for you. Hang on. We'll be right back, right after this short commercial.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
Well, I guess, Corky, this is the time when people really get to see my colors, right?
I love your tie.
I love my tie. That's right. And you know, this is once a year. This is my once-a-year event. So write this down and pay very close attention because I don't do this very often. Possibly they'll figure out why pretty soon. All right, here we go. By the way, before I do this, you know, a lot of songs today, people don't do the old verses.
The verse.
The verse.
The verse is
and
important.
the verse is really important. It does help the song work. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do the verse, and it'll be very interesting.
Okay.
Over in Killarney, many years ago, me mother sang this ditty in tones so sweet and low. Just a simple little ditty in her good old Irish way. I'd love to hear her sing it to me one more time, they say. Toora-lora-lora, toora-lora-lie, toora-lora-lora, hush now, don't you cry. Toora-lora-lora, toora-lora-lie, hush, me little darling, that's an Irish lullaby. Corky. Toora-lora-lora, toora-lora-lie, toora-lora-lora, hush now, don't you cry.
That's beautiful.
Toora-lora-lora, toora-lora-lie,
Big ending.
hush me little darling, that's an Irish something to drink. Some Wild Irish Rose, I think, would be perfect at this point.
That was beautiful.
Very good. Well, what can I say? All right.
I want to sing an
Would you sing an Irish song for me, Corky? Sure, he'll do it.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows, Someday, for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. That's the abbreviated version, folks. The abridged version. Okay. A little plug?
Right here in Reading, Nevada, the biggest little city in the world. Polo Lounge, Sunday, starting at 2 o'clock. We're celebrating the great St. Patrick's. Anyway, come on down for a little free corned beef and cabbage, a lot of Guinness, a lot of Tullamore Dew, and just a lot of fun.
It will be.
Yeah, the Polo Lounge family
The wearing of the green.
is a lot of fun.
And who's appearing here tonight?
Tonight we have Corky Bennett.
Hey.
Really?
Yeah.
You got him a last-minute booking, huh?
And yeah, there will be a memo to follow too.
Yeah.
But
And tomorrow night we have Bobby G.
Yeah, Bobby G tomorrow night.
Good
Great DJ. We had a great time with him last week.
All right, Corky, take us home.
Okay.
As
I
we
sure
always
will.
do at this time of the show.
And
All
thank
right.
you very much. Internet TV.
This is a tradition, this song. We'll meet again. Come here, Freddie. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. My friend Freddie Pierce, ladies and gentlemen. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase those gray clouds far away. So won't you please say hello to the friends that I know? Tell them I won't be long. I won't be long. They'll be happy to know as you saw me go, I was singing this song. Yes, sir. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Did y'all have a good time tonight, folks? Huh? All right. Stick around. It's 7 o'clock. Corky Bennett right here on this very stage tonight. I won't be long. They'll be happy to know as you saw me go, I was singing this song going up. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Yeah, I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Like next Wednesday night right here on LoadedTV.com network. Zooming around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Freddie Pierce.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.